This is the table tilt adjustment crank, and they got the brass worm gear. It's all there. I got a really good deal on it because it's bent, but that's okay. We can fix that. I paid ended up, I think the asking price was something like $60, $65. I paid $40 for it. So and that was I think that was a pretty good price, and it looks like it's been cleaned up. It's not covered in rust. The handle's there. It's got all of the set screws intact. And this is the original one. There's a later model that has a different styled crank, and it says Boice-Crane right on it. This is the one that would have come off of a machine of this vintage. It's all there. We're gonna try to mount it. To avoid damaging the metal, so to avoid causing any marks or gashes or gouges on the metal rod, we're going to use this woodworking vise to try to straighten it out and see how that goes. I don't think I need to heat this up, although I'm going to be proven wrong in a minute. How the hell it bent in the first place is like kind of beyond me. See, the woodworking vise has a sacrificial wood layer. It straightened it up a little bit. Let's put it in the apprentice. This is a vise I just put together. This is apprentice from 1912 or so. Now, that's going to leave marks. Oh, no, it didn't actually. No, it's better than it was. Maybe we have to clamp it in. Let's take a giant wrench and reverse kink it. Now the wrench is bending. I may have to apply a little heat to her. That might be what's needed. All right, remove all combustibles. And the earshot. Let's see. I think this tank's a little low. You can see there's a bit. All right, so right about here. There we go. It's still very hot. So let's bend it. Like that. I'm going to cool this off in some water. All right, so at this point, we've gone from something that won't roll to something that does. Let's see if we can get a good shot of that. That's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up on the wire wheel, and we'll mount it to the machine. Okay, so I just confirmed that it is in fact the correct part. Everything matches up. And it looks like it's all we need for parts. So all I'm doing now is I'm just confirming that I have all the tools I need at my disposal. And I do. I actually used the sander to sand. So the end of this shaft was mushroomed a little bit, and I couldn't get it in to the into the sander. So I had to do some corrective action there. And once I get it, how will I know when it's in all the way? Besides guesstimation. Here's what we're going to do. We'll take this here, and we're going to work that screw in, and we're going to find the flat spots. Make sure we're hitting the flat spots of that shaft. We are. And crank it. And now we have a tilting table. Look at that. Ain't that something special? So I'm going to have to pull the table off. It's very gummed up. We're going to clean up the hardware. These right here, these need to be cleaned up. I'm going to pull the table off. I'm sure it weighs a lot. And then we're going to put it back on again. All lubricated, clean, grease, whatever. Whatever we got to do to make it happy again. So there's that one. And the other one. Man, I don't know where I'd be without a wire wheel. Oh, best tool ever. Just a bench grinder with a wire wheel on one side and a grinding disc on the other. It's a beautiful thing, it really is. You can take ugly, rusty, grimy things and make them brand new again with minimal effort, really. Okay, we're going to leave these loose a little bit because we're going to actually make sure that the 0 mark actually means 0. And how we're going to do that, unless you guys know of a better way, the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use my square that I use for building things. And I'm going to square the table up against the spindle. And we're going to do it that way. Square. So then we take our handy dandy crank. So right now it's just about on 0. And that's 0. And I'm going to say that's pretty much square. If I were to kick it out a little bit, like right about there, maybe a little more. Yeah, that's square. That's 0. So we're going to angle that in a little bit to 0, and then we're going to fasten it down. And check the other side. Yeah, that'll do it. You can only get it down to, on this side, you can get it down to about 15 maybe degrees before it hits the wheel. But it turns very nicely, very nicely. Let's see if we can bring her all the way to 45. Almost there. God, I wonder when the last time this thing has actually been positioned that far over. Probably been a very long time. Alright, I'm going to lather some grease in here and oil these fittings here. I need to go overboard, just a little bit of grease in there. Take our pistol grip oiler and we get some oil in there. We'll wipe up any excess. Kind of wonder what happened to the original hand crank. Where did it get lost? What did it do wrong? Why was it lost? Ooh. Ah, there it is. Just get a little bit of grease in there. And then just clean up the rest.